Good morning, one and all. With permission to chair, it's my privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to begin with panel of our speakers, including Sri Ravi Jayatka sir, Director ISJEC, Madam San Bucks, she will join very soon, Senior Lead Talent Acquisition Infosys, Professor P. Rao Alapati, Director JKCIT Malda, Honorable Director SLIET, Professor Silence Jain, our Dean Academic, Professor A.S. Arora, Deans, HODs, my colleague, staff member, and my dear students in the room who are virtually connected, we member of SLIET family are extremely happy to have you all in the inaugural session. When we face difficult times, know that challenges are not sent to destroy us. They are sent to promote, increase, and strengthen us. We all are facing a very extraordinary time now in these days, but still, since our responsibility is big and we have to run our institutions, we have to take care of our students, faculty, and staff who are known who are known for their services in the knowledge domain. So really, it is all these things were in the mind, and in fact these trying times are abnormal times. It might feel that the future is bleak, but as it is well said, the strangest secret in the world is success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. Clearly tells us that if we have clear goal and vision for ourselves, we can make favorable circumstances for ourselves in any times, however bleak. So, with these words, today and tomorrow, we will be happy to connect with about 30 thought leaders who are successful people in their respective fields. They will speak with the theme Future of Workplace, Talent and Jobs in 8 different technical sessions with sub-theme of talk, panel discussion in the first ever e-HRAC happening in the SLIET history.
First of all, I wish to extend my hearty congratulations to team training and placement. We have planned this particular activity in the month of April. Due to this COVID issue, we could not organize this particular event. So later on, we have planned that yes, nothing should stop. We have to continue with our efforts and with the dedicated efforts made by Dr. R.K.Mishra, Head, Training and Placement, and his committed team, Professor Major Singh, Professor Indra Singh, Professor Ashwani, and the supporting staff team, we are in a position to organize this event successfully. We are here for the inaugural program. I extend my hearty welcome to our guest, Sri Ravi Jayatka, Director, ISJEC, Yamunanagar. Sri Madhuranjan Kumarji, Joint Secretary, MHRD. Due to some reason, he is not with us, and very soon he will join us for this particular program. I extend my hearty welcome to Ms. San Bucks, Senior Lead Talent Acquisition, Infosys. Professor P.R. Alapati, Director, GKCIT is with us. You are welcome, sir. You have accepted our invitation on a short notice to grace this particular occasion. Hearty welcome to Ravi Jayatka and Madam San Bucks. You are here in spite of your busy schedule. You have accepted our invitation to address our students. This is very, very important at this particular stage that we have to keep these young brains active and alive. This pandemic has made many things a challenge for all of us, but being a technocrats, we must believe any challenge is an opportunity. So I believe that our students, they will take this challenge as an opportunity. Definitely will get something out of it to do something new. I'll share these my thoughts with the support of a small presentation. Meanwhile, I would like to welcome the Dean Academics, Professor A.S. Arora. He is with us. He was busy since last 2-3 months in conducting online examination. I would like to apprise all our honorable guests that we have successfully conducted the online examination for final year students and declared the result day before yesterday. That to the satisfaction of all the students, because there were several issues with the students, but somehow our academic team worked hard based on the grievances, limitations of the students. We could successfully conduct the exam and declare the result. There were few students who did not opt for this online exam. Now, as per the directive of UGC, because all final year students has to go through the online examination, so the same is being planned from today itself. So we are starting the online examination for our certificate third year, that is final year diploma program, as well as the left out students of BE and MTech programs. At the same time, we took multiple rounds of discussion with our students, volunteers, their CRs, and based on their requirement, we have also decided to start the new semester from 3rd of August. So, in fact, what we think is that nothing should stop. We must continue with the available resources. We must keep our students engaged and active. So even our faculty, they are adjusting themselves. Now they are developing themselves as how they can impart online teaching in an effective way. So with that, in fact, everything is we are set to start with our new semester from 3rd of August. Many new innovative ideas have been implemented that how we'll be able to reach to each and every student when the size of class is large. So that will be taken care in the batches. We have divided the students in 2 or 3 batch, maximum strength up to 30, so that they will be effectively able to interact with the faculty members. So once again, I welcome all. Briefly, let me explain to our the guest about this slide. Our institute, SLIET Longowal Institute of Engineering and Technology, was established in 1989, and we are functioning since 1991. So till date, we have completed almost 39 years. 2007, we have been granted the status of deemed to be university, and since then we are acting as an autonomous university. Currently, we are running 13 certificate and diploma programs in 7 engineering disciplines. These courses, we give the admission after 10th. We conduct our national level examination, and based on that, we give the admission to 10th pass out students. There is a provision of promoting 50% of the certificate and diploma student to second year BE program through lateral entry. At the same time, first year BE admissions are given through JEE mains. I can proudly say that in last couple of years, we have started this JEE admission since 2014. And last year, we have achieved the maximum admission. So that way, we are able to earn the confidence of the students. Slowly, the students are now taking SLIET as their career platform. So, in fact, I do hope that this year we'll be able to meet the 100% intake of the admission through JEE in first year B. Simultaneously, we are having master's program. 7 master's programs are there in 6 engineering department, and the admission is through CCMP, Centralized MTech Counseling at the national level. Our sciences departments are very rich in terms of the experience of the faculty expertise. So we are having the MSc program in all the three physics, chemistry, and maths department, and there also the admission is through CCMP. So national level exam is there again. However, we conduct our own test for left out seats, if any. All the 11 departments, including sciences and humanities, we are having PhD program. And at present, 94 full-time research scholars and around 60 part-time research scholars are working in the institute. So approximately 150 students are also working for the research. So that way, I can say that the SLIET model, we are having the basic certificate and diploma courses starting from 10th level. We provide the opportunity for even higher education platform in terms of providing PhD in all engineering, science, and humanities department. Recently, this our platform was very much appreciated by many other universities. They are in touch with us. They expect the experience of SLIET to be utilized to initiate these kind of programs. In my personal experience is that the students who are admitted after 10th through certificate and diploma programs are doing very well after doing the completion, coming to the engineering and after completing the engineering. Few of our students are with ISJET, and the ISJET director is with us. I understand that. I hope you are the better judge how these SLIET students who are admitted are performing. Whatever the feedback I am having is that our students are very committed, very hardworking, and gaining the appreciation from all their employers. So I do hope the committed efforts made by our faculty and staff, rather I'll say qualified faculty and staff, because most of our faculty members are PhD. A few of them are masters. They are also registered for PhD, and very soon they will complete the PhD. So that with that qualification, what I believe is that the spectrum, the horizon of all our faculty is extended. With this vast educational experience, we are able to meet the requirement of certificate and diploma students, as well as higher education and masters and PhD students are also able to get the suitable guidance as required for their technical education. So now I do hope that this pandemic, there are many questions in the students' mind. They are not able to project how they are going to start their the career, those who have recently passed or those who are coming for the final year, appearing in the final year. So my message to all of you, dear students, be stress-free, take this challenge as an opportunity. Whatever the situation is there, this is faced in worldwide. Every human being in the world is facing this challenge. So you are not the exception of that. We all are facing these challenges. I must appreciate our academic team, our faculty and staff of training and placement department, that in spite of all these issues, they are constantly thinking and working for the welfare of the student. So you must take encouragement from these people that they are also facing the same difficulty, but they are still committed for your educational development. So this is an opportunity. If time permit, if Dr. Mishra will permit me, I would just like to give presentation. It's an ear open so that you can basically sense what is happening around you and apply the knowledge you are earning through your education. A very simple example I can give you through the newspaper cutting in today's newspaper. One in Peru, he basically made a new innovation. He basically developed the biology and solar energy to use a normal to act as a air and water purifier. यदि मैं इस छात्र की बात करना चाहता हूं तो ये छात्र हमेशा ही से ही अभाव में पढ़ाई की. उसका ये कहना है कि मेरे घर में बिजली नहीं थी, मैं मोमबत्ती में पढ़ाई करता था और उसी दौरान मुझे ये इनोवेशन का आइडिया दिमाग में आया and finally he reached to this particular phase where we developed this particular innovation. So that is what I am saying, this world is full of challenges. Only thing is that what is happening around you, take it as a challenge. जो भी समस्या है, जो भी परेशानी आज आप महसूस कर रहे हैं, उनको आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी में बदलना होगा, and that will be the right use of or application of knowledge you are earning through educational institutions. So my dear friends, there are experts, they will share you what you should do, how you should think is that, but my main point to all of you is that try to enhance your competence. If you are competent enough, the employers will be behind you to offer the job. आपको employers के पीछे नहीं भागना पड़ेगा यदि आप अपने आप को competent बना पाते हैं. And we are there to help you, to provide you all kind of assistance and platform so that you guys can enhance your capabilities. With this, I welcome once again all the experts. I extend my sincere thanks to organizing team of Training and Placement Department and all the associated staff for basically making this event a grand success.
Thanks for motivation to entire SLIET family. Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. We have one such thought leader in this room, Sri Ravi Jayatka ji, Director SLIET. Really, sir, I am much inspired with you. Whenever I got the opportunity with discuss on certain issue related with TNP of SLIET and the recruitment process. So really, I am very happy for your continuous support to the institution, and you are one of our oldest recruiters. So really, this is a nice moment for all of us to welcome you, and we are eager to listen you. I would request Parul Mishra, who is resident of SLIET campus and also a student of LM Thapar Institute of Management, to introduce our keynote speaker with audience. Parul, please.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, one and all. I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, please carry on.
Human understanding and beliefs are best shaped by intellectually stimulating parleys and summits. Recognizing this very necessity comes this initiative from our institution. In this endeavor, we are very fortunate to have amongst us corporate stalwarts. They will put forth their unique perspectives and enrich us all with their vast experience today. So, the first panelist who is going to join us is Sri Ravi Jayatka, Executive Director, SLIET Heavy Engineering Limited, Yamunanagar. Mr. Jayatka is a radiant and insightful industry professional with a work experience of more than 52 years across several diversified divisions of the group. He had widely traveled to different countries. Besides his core competencies, Mr. Jayatka has also been board member and panel member of various reputed institutions. With such a stellar profile, I am sure Mr. Jayatka will provide an unprecedented perspective to the panel and our students. We welcome you, sir.
Okay. I first of all pay my respects and welcome Professor Dr. Shailendra Jain, Professor Dr. A.S. Arora, Professor Dr. R.K.Mishra, and Shri Madhu Ranjan Kumar, Joint Secretary, MHRD, in his absence. I understand he's not just arrived. Gentlemen, today we are going to talk about the future of the workplace talent and jobs. Let me first myself understand what you mean by talent. Talent, as per my understanding, is a flair, an aptitude, a gift, a natural innate which can be created, an innate quality. It's a natural skill and an ability. Whereas a skill is to do something very well. And a skill is usually cultivated and honed, whereas talent is an innate and it is needs to be created ourselves. It is something that we get from our genes. The future of the workplace, which as I see it coming in after spending 52 years in the industry, is that we are going to have the millennials and Generation Z. I would like to inform you that Generation Z are people who were born in 97 to 2010, and the oldest person would be about 23 years. Now, if we have to work with Generation Z and the millennials, and in the due course, you people will be working with Generation Alpha, which will follow Generation Z. When we are going to work, we will have to adopt huge amount of AI, artificial intelligence. We'll have to expand our workplace to include both on and off balance sheets talent. Now, what do I mean by on and off balance sheet talent? Because the future of our workplace is going to be people who are freelancers, people who are hired temporarily, people who are specialists and have to be called in to take care of our requirements. So we are going to have to work with a lot of AI and expansion, and your assistants will be now bots, BOTS bots. I also heard it some years back, because then I bought a Alexa, Amazon Alexa. These bots will assist you. They'll be virtual assistants, your personal assistants, and they will take care of your assistant, remind you, starting from waking you up in the morning, or helping you with the washing list or your bazaar list when you go to the when you are in your car. And the people who will be consultants, freelance consultants, the new generation calls them gigs. I don't know why, but I thought gig was a dance. By 2025, 75% of our workplace will be millennials and Generation Z. There are going to be certain jobs which may not go away. They are there now. They'll be developed further. And they are recreational therapists, first line supervisors. Now remember, whatever we do, whatever advancement takes place, there is going to be labor and there are going to be first line supervisors. So these jobs like recreational therapists, first line supervisors are going to be there. There are going to be emergency management directors. We are just going through an emergency. We are going to have a number of people dealing with mental health and social problems. We are going to have audiologists, nurses, prosthetics, and dental specialists. You must have noticed that during the lockdown, you had to cope with your toothache because you couldn't go to your dentist. Similarly, you couldn't go to the barber to have a haircut. So probably in the near future, you and your wife will need to learn how to do a barber's work and also deal with emergencies which a dentist attends. There are also going to be a number of fast-growing jobs in the next decade, like the solar photovoltaic installers. You see, we are going to depend with nature waking up, picking us up, switching on our lights, switching on the kettle for making tea, and you will have a number of such equipment in your house. The wind turbine installers will also be there to save our environment, because we will not like to use coal, diesel and such things. So every house probably will have solar and wind turbine equipment. There will be a lot to do with home health aids. There will be great necessity of physical therapists. There will be a very important department to bring back extinct species. As time is going, as years are passing, we have to ensure that our species do not get extinct. You must have noticed that the common sparrow is not visible in your garden anymore, or the parrots, or the doves. There are so many species and animals which are getting extinct. So this will be another very important job which a person will need to pursue. Then there's going to be a lot of problem due to global waste, and you will need robotic earthworms. Now there a lot of research will have to be done, like the earthworms consume waste. We will need robotic earthworms to control the global waste. Now I ask you, will your job exist in say 5 to 10 years? As near as that, it is estimated that 40% of the jobs are likely to shrink. But there are going to be some top technologies for the future, such as artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, virtual reality, edge computing, and prescriptive analysis. What should be the best career for a millennial or a generation Z, or for the future alpha, generation alpha? There is going to be an aging population. So there will be a lot of requirement of doctors for aging people, nurses, physical therapists, people. There will be home health aides. People will not like to go out in cities and run on the roads or go to gyms. They would like to do exercising, sitting in the homes. So a lot of gadgets will be made which will help you to burn your calories and exercise your heart, cardio exercises with home aid, sitting probably in a chair. There's going to be job for pharmacists, more and more. A lot of jobs for robotics, like I said. There will be jobs for business analysts, because there are going to be businesses which collapse and fade away. There are going to be items which you manufacture today which will not have a market tomorrow. There will be scope for petroleum engineers and substitutes for petroleum. There are going to be a lot of people working on bioenergy and biomedical sciences, forensics. There is going to be a lot of scope for people who want to work on computer game designing. Of course, TikTok is being phased out in our country, but computer gaming as a relaxation pastime is going to be there for future. There is going to be a lot of work for cyber security. Cyber security will be something which will offer you the next generation, a lot of scope. There will be jobs for financial analysts and software developers. In 10 years, some of these following jobs will fade away: the retail cashier, the telemarketer, the freight and stock person, newspaper deliveries, travel agents, postal workers, taxi dispatchers, word processor. All this is going to fade away as time flows. However, as I said, there's going to be digital currency and advisors for digital currency. There will be digital locksmiths. The common locks of today will go away and there will be digital locks. There will be engineers who design and engineer food, called food engineers. There will be a lot of scope in home automation. Well, today, fortunately, Alexa wakes me up. She switches on the light, plays the cardio music so I can get up and exercise, and after 1 hour plays Bollywood songs of the 50s without my uttering a word. But this is going to be fast, and there's going to be much more home automation in times to come. Like in many countries, when you are coming home, your TV will be on, your air conditioner will be switched on, the garage door will open and you'll be welcomed in, the door will open, and this is going to change. There is going to be media, and media remixes will be a hot job. So I feel that some of the hot jobs are going to be AI specialists, cyber security, Silicon Valley workers, robotics, computer and cloud data engineers, physical therapists, software developers, digital content specialists, wind energy, ocean energy, and you are going to get yourself diagnosed and the machines which you manufacture. Like right today, we make machines and we diagnose the defects in Brazil sitting in our office. We manufacture boilers and we diagnose the fault in the boiler sitting in our office. We are managing to do this is going to get more sophisticated using the cloud and special equipment to manage machines, repair machines. You will not have to go to the hospital. Today we find in this pandemic that we are unable to go to the hospital because the fear of contacting this disease. You will be diagnosed sitting in your house. Your blood sample will be taken and delivered automatically. The results will come, they'll go to the doctor and you will be advised what medicine is good for you. Now, coming to Generation Z and how they like to work. The Generation Z is going to be very sensitive to wellness and a healthy workplace. What is wellness and a healthy workplace? We find boys who come, we provided them some hostels in the workplace, and I find they will not be able to deliver unless I provide them natural light, I provide them natural air, I provide them facility to look out into the greenery. They are very sensitive to the environment around them. And today, a number of people want to have flexible works. They would be driving, suddenly an idea would come to them, they get off the motorcycle or car, go to the sidewalk or on a grass patch, sit there with the computer and do 2 hours work. We will not need them to come to the office. We have to believe them and get them in our objectives. If we provide a workplace environment which is conducive to employees, they will deliver 21% greater profitability, 17% higher productivity, and 10% higher customer rating. These Generation Z, which were born between 97 and 210 and younger than 23, 24 years, we'll have about 36% by 2025 in all offices. They will be working, remote working or working from homes. They might be working in the gym. They want flexible schedules. When you ask them, about 40% to 43% want flexible schedules. They want time with the family. The business will be conducted by video conferencing, like we are right now doing it. This was enforced on us because of this pandemic. And in future, a lot of work will be, and all seminars sitting in a hall will go away, and there will be webinars like the one we are attending today. Work life will have to be balanced. Now let us discuss what this generation is looking for when they come and join industry, or they go to Infosys or Mahindra's or wherever you say they will go. What will be important? I think for what I have gathered, salary will play about 50 to 55% importance to them. Long-term job security about 45%. They won't be all that worried. A pleasant workplace will be 45% important from them. They would like to have an environment that each individual likes around his table, and not artificial flowers. Natural light, air, and a very good environment. A lot of them are going to be worried about the progression, flexible schedules, training, view outside, and natural light, as I said. As the generation Z becomes the bulk of global workplace, we will have to give a high importance to wellness in the workplace. There is going to be a lot of importance on gender equality working. We have started selecting girls in design and engineering and purchase and such departments. CSR will be a great priority, and there will be an opportunity for the gig economy, means self-employed humans working with us. The future is going to be power skills, digital skills, and soft skills. Mind you, I repeat, power skills, digital skills, and soft skills. The ability to learn, the ability for trading in virtual reality. The training will not be on job. We will create virtual conditions and train you all how to perform your jobs. Even a security guard will be given virtual training, where he will be a theft will be created, and he will be taught how to deal with it. A person at the desk in a hotel will receive virtual training. The problem today is that the young people's aspirations are different from the organization's aspiration and what the organizations plan for them. Today's generation and the next generation, which I call, because X and Y are okay, Z is over, so I look forward to generation Alpha after this. And this generation will need their personal aspirations to be similar to what the company's aspirations are, the company's goals are, the company's strategies are. Whenever it's not done, the star players leave first. 21% employees today are highly disengaged. Disengaged because their personal aspirations do not match with what we have made for them. We will have to teach our new generation Z and the millennials the ability to attain intellectual, technical, and emotional intelligence. We will have to engage them and engage their commitment to the companies they work with. We will have to look after their aspirations and desire for recognition, advancement, and future rewards. There will be several methods, which is another subject, how ability, engagement, and aspiration will be dealt. But yes, there are small things which we can start doing to encourage people. First of all, we train them so their aspiration match, they are in synergy with the company's aspirations, the company's goals, the company's strategy, the company's products. So we have to link our stars to the corporate strategy. The corporate strategy from day one. We have already engaged some of our star performers with special talent compensation. You have to compensate talent in the industry. There are small things which you can do in various other departments, like giving them a free lunch for a year. This differentiation method of creating interest in work, in endearing them to the company they're working for, is going to be important. I have a few points which I'd like to discuss with you in what happened after the pandemic came. Are you able to hear me, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. Please go on.
Yes, sir. Continue.
Yes. I'll just take about 2-3 minutes more. There's a change in the workplace. I never expected this in my lifetime. I have moved forward maybe 10 years during this pandemic from March. March 24th, I think it was, when we were told, shut the industry, lockdown is here. Suddenly, as head of this plant, I did not know what to do. So I shut my door and sat and said, what should I do? First thing what we did is, I placed an order for 70 laptops. I got licenses for Microsoft meetings, Google meetings, and several others. But I find the Google platform and the Microsoft meeting platform, I don't want to use Zoom because that's owned by the Chinese, but we had to quickly get these going. I removed everyone from the guest house, from the gyms, from the club, and opened offices there for our designers, for our salespeople, for the planning people, for the estimators, people who could work from home. Everyone was allowed to work from home. We had to do some very ugly and painful things, like a symbolic cut in salary, so that people realized it was not only the factory which was undergoing pain. Everyone takes a pain. We had to pay the workmen's salaries, which was a big burden. I have, believe me, I have about 4,200 workmen, permanent and temporary people. And you can't leave the temporary people at their own vagaries in life. You have to give them a salary. We paid all the permanent people, workers, their salaries. We took a cut. We paid all the temporary workers the minimum wages as decided by the government. Now, when it started working, we found that are we still online?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, we found that we needed much better internet connections and bandwidth. So we spent a sizable amount of money and bringing people, laying cables and things like that. Now these are sudden shocks which we received, and you have to think fast. You have to think overnight. What What do I need to do? We had not heard so much about sanitizers. We made small enclosures through which workmen had to go. We made circles, webs to keep social or physical distance. People don't like to use the word social, so I use physical distance of 2 yards or 6 feet or 2 meters. We had to phase out the officers, people coming to the office to maintain 2 meters. So the lunch times, the office times, we had to make the people work in shifts. We had to provide tunnels where people were going through and getting disinfected. In the factory, every 2 hours, a worker was asked to go and wash his hands. The staff was provided with the hand sanitizers. Recruitment became a problem. But I can assure you, you cannot recruit people over the internet. Marketing was a big problem. So we made virtual tours of the factory. Now this is going to be important, what I'm going to tell you. We arranged equipment to show the customer the job, the dimensions, the quality, the finish, so that he could inspect the job, a job valuing 20 crores or 30 crores or more, and dispatch it to a site. We had to satisfy him. A customer wants to see and feel his job. The employees today, including this old man sitting in front of you, almost 75 years, have become tech savvy. I never had time to be sitting on my computer all the time. But that's what I'm doing all the time now. We learn to use artificial intelligence. We learn to send all reports to the customer online, inspection online, virtual tours of the factory. When we are exporting, we are taking the customer on a virtual tour of the factory, showing him similar jobs like he needs, showing him our quality control, showing him our facility for safety. People are very worried about OSHA or safety. The behavioral issues were there. People could make excuses of bad connection. Or people working from home would be having breakfast at 11 o'clock in the morning. Or I would see people moving in pajamas because they're allowed to work from home. We promised our people that if we meet targets, we will do our best not to cut jobs, and as soon as possible bring them back to the old salary. There was a cut from about 9-10% onwards, depending on the seniority and salary. The economy has contracted by 5% and it's going down, plummeting down. It's plummeting down and down. Some of the industries have collapsed. It is better to be a vegetable seller or someone selling groceries than to sit in a gold shop selling gold. Believe me, shoes are not being sold because no one is going out. Clothes are not selling, shoes are not selling, ornaments are not selling, saris are not selling, vegetables are selling, biscuits are selling, noodles are selling.
Yes, very true.
Companies are under a lot of pressure because of cash flows. There are health issues. You can't go to the dentist, you can't go to a doctor. I went to my endocrinologist and he was sitting beyond his table where gamlas, and he said you have to sit beyond there, and he saw me, and I was extremely nervous in his hospital because there were about 50 patients. There are severe travel restrictions. No one, we can't send anybody out to the customer by bus or train or by air. Everyone, even workers, are traveling by taxis. That adds cost. But there is a silver lining. The water in the Ganga is purer. The air is purer. The levels of pollution have gone down. Your expenses on eating out and shopping have gone down. The leadership of the country and the company are under examination and test. The HR professionals are tested to the maximum. And we have told them, don't fire the people unless it's unavoidable. Manage your cash flows. Protect your employees from COVID. Protect your employees and keep them safe. Educate your employees to working in the modern way, because these pandemics, this is not going to be the last pandemic, and they are going to recur and it's going to last some time. I would like to quote Ratan Tata here before I close. He said 2020 is a year to live, not to be scared. Don't worry about your profit or loss. Don't worry about dreams and planning. This year, to stay alive is equivalent to profit only. Stay alive and stay safe. Thank you very much.
Mr. Kapoor, are you here? Can you hear me, Mr. Ankur Kapoor?
Yeah, Dr. Mishra, hi.
Yes,
Good morning.
please.
I am on the camera now.
Yeah, please be here.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Mishra sir, I want Director sir to first launch the platform so that we can highlight how alumni are working very closely with the department and current students. So I'll wait for Director sir to launch the platform. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks for the kind words. See, the idea was very simple, that we wanted to collaborate to bring the knowledge and the skill. When I say knowledge and skill, obviously those are important, right? So my colleagues who have shown passion towards this to collaborate with the training and department, while their jobs are working, they are continually working on the jobs day in, day out, but they showed the positive attitude to help out the institute as well as the current students. So we formulated a group, and I acted as a mentor for the group, but there were people who were working day in, day out, right? So we had students from the current batch, we had alumni who were with 2-year experience, 4-year experience, 8-year experience, and 15-year experience. So that is the kind of group which we formulated. Obviously, we identified the people with the complementing skill. So somebody was good on the digital side of it, somebody was good on marketing side of it, somebody was good on platform development. So that is the kind of mix which we created, so that we complement each other, we help each other, we learn from each other. Okay, and all the knowledge which we have gained in our work experience, I have been fortunate to work with Infosys for the last 15 years and going. So all the experience of working with big enterprise customers, how they are bringing technology, how they are digitizing their processes to come closer to the customer. That is how we try to build this platform. So the idea is that the demand is there, as Mr. Jatka also mentioned. Solar is going to be there. Dr. Shailendra Jain also talked about that the grid was down, so they have to rely on power, alternate power. So we have examples which have come up in this session also, that there are a lot of opportunities. The only problem which we currently have is the gap between the implementer and the customer. So through Solar Genie, we are trying to bridge that gap. Initially, bridge the gap between the implementer and the customer, and then complete the value chain, so that the implementer is connected well with the supply chain, they are connected well with the OEMs, the Indian-based manufacturers, because nowadays everyone is more focused on Make in India. Our Prime Minister also is focusing a lot on Make in India. So that's the idea of the platform, and we are very bullish that the students who have worked on this and the alumni who have worked on this, they'll take it to newer heights. There is a strong roadmap. We want to bring in machine learning also in future, and obviously machine learning will come over a period of time. So the roadmap is strong, and we would like to have blessings from the industry representatives here as well as the institute.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. I think we all will join to clap for Amit, Binay, Rohit, Mohan, Ritesh, Abhishek, and Mr. Yes Barma. Really, they are our students and they did a wonderful project. And you please keep mentoring our students because you are in the position you can mentor. And whenever I am very much thankful and I want to inform I used to connect Mr. Kapoor very frequently whenever I required any help or I want to reach myself, then he is always ready to facilitate his services. Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. We know that science is the way of thinking, much more than it is a body of knowledge. We are happy to have one such knowledgeable personality among us as Professor Parmeswar Rao Alapati, Director JKCIT Malda among us in this room. I would request Director JKCIT for his opening remark. Sir, please.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Professor Shailendra Jain, Sri Ravi Jedjaji, Sri Madharanjan Kumar, Joint Secretary of MHRD, other dignitaries from academia and industry present over in this room as well as joining the later session. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the team SLIET under the leadership of Professor Jain to have thought of this kind of program, particularly because the pandemic has forced us to such an extent, as Sri Jedja Sahib already has mentioned, that he had to, fast forward his thinking and working by 10 years or so. So almost same is true for all of us. And we are struggling to, have students attending online courses as well as performing practicals on the virtual laboratories, because this is going to be new normal. So the pandemic is defining a new normal, which will be very much essential to obtain the skill set the students who will be studying now, the Z class or the millennial class, to be able to perform in the future workplace, which was clearly highlighted by Sri Ravi Jedja. So it's not only the students who are presented with the challenges, and we, the leadership and faculty in the technical institutions and other institutions, we are facing challenging times. We have to face challenging times to prepare these students to meet the requirement of future workplace, which glimpses of them have already been highlighted by Sri Jedja Sahib. And it's very much appropriate that at a time of this kind, a thought process and then discussions and then planning and how to go about the execution of such planning, mainly using the virtual platforms and mainly preparing the students who will be graduating in the coming few years to acquire the skill sets that are required to perform. Therefore, I congratulate once again the team SLIET to have thought of this kind of important program. And I also asked some of my faculty members to join so that we also get some benefit out of that and implement some of the ideas that may be emerging from this meeting. I wish a grand success and fruitful discussions and outcome out of these two-day conclave. Congratulating once more. Thank you very much for having me here.
Positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will. We have among us a personality with positive thought, our Dean Academic, Professor A.S. Arora. I would request him for his opening remark. Sir, please.
So, this is the initiative to connect academia, students, and the industry to this online platform in this time of pandemic. So on the one hand, it is a challenging time, but it also gives us the opportunity to connect with so many people, which otherwise physically was not possible. Whenever we were conducting such conclave or programs in our institute, we could not get a good number of participants from the industry, or the people were very, very busy and they have to put in a lot of time to travel. So this online platform, because like Mr. Jatta has told, that we have to think ahead 10 years ahead. We were at very, very slow pace, but pandemic has speeded up the process of going digital and online. And similar is the case with all the academic institution and industry and the people for personal works also. So this particular platform, online platform, gives us the opportunity to connect with many people with lesser consumption of fuel and even lesser time consuming. So that way, this is the opportunity also. And then in this particular time, the student have and we have to also think what are the Mr. Jetka has dealt in detail about the jobs which are going to be there or which are going to be lost. And although this is a very, very difficult to talk about the future on the longer term, but yes, in the short term we can predict what is going to happen, and we can plan accordingly, and we can train our student in accordance with the what is going to be the future jobs scenario. So students are listening to your talk, and I hope that they will be orienting their future according to your talk, and they will be going through the skills which are required for the future in automation and all those things. So with these words, I welcome all the participants to this conclave, and thanks for participating in the event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are having with us our Dean, Faculty and Staff Welfare, Professor Rillo, sir. So please say a few words on opening remark on this occasion. Sir, please.
Good morning to all. Professor Sridhar Jain, Director, SLIET, Deans, and all the personalities, those are online. And we are very thankful to all the persons who are sparing the time for the better discussions and for the better future. What we are facing in these days? No doubt our lifestyle is going to be changed, and our interaction procedures are going to be changed, and hopefully we will cope all the gaps already we are facing ahead from the European countries. With these remarks, I congratulate Professor Mishra for the endeavor he is doing, and hopefully it will be beneficial for the students as well as some input for the SLIET authorities to take initiatives for the future trends. Thank you.
Thank you,
and
sir.
hope for the success.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request Professor D.C. Saxena, our Dean, Student Welfare, to say a few words as the opening remark. Sir, please.
Dr. Mishra. I must congratulate our good director, sir, and Dr. Mishra, those who have initiated this HR conclave in this COVID-19 crisis. But I am very worried about the education system, which is going to enter in this coming semester, because we are teaching engineering to the students, and I am very afraid that they could learn only through this online teaching mode. So we must think over it, and we are very hopeful that this will come to an end after November 2020. So unless until we are having the classroom teaching and the lab as an hands-on experience, it will be very difficult for the students as well as for the teachers. So, but it's a very good initiative in this regard, and I'm very hopeful that something will come out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now may I invite Chair of the session, Honorable Director SLIET, for his concluding remark.
Once again, good morning to all of you. My sincere thanks to all the experts for sparing their valuable time and grace the occasion. Your presence is motivating for all of us. Our students will basically, I hope that they will be able to adjust as per the situation, as per the requirement, and whatever the main words you have stated here, that how the future opportunities are changing. So once again, thank you all, sir. I hope we will have a long-term association with this slide for placement-related issues of the students. I want to thank the Professor Mishra, HOD TNP, and his entire team for taking the initiative for organizing this particular event. Thanks to all deans, head of the departments who are present either physically or online from where they are. In fact, this is what we expect from all of you. Your presence, your suggestion will basically help the young team to keep working for the betterment of the students. My best wishes to all the students who are attending the program. I do hope it's your turn, it's your time to listen it carefully. We can show you the path, but it is only you who has to basically walk on the track. I'm sure that whatever training you are getting during your education, with that knowledge, with that training, you'll be able to shape not only your career, but you will be useful for the society. That is the main objective of providing education to young people. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
On behalf of TNP, I would request Training Placement Officer Dr. Indra Singh for the vote of thanks. Please.
A very good morning to everyone present here and online. On behalf of Training and Placement, I, Dr. Indra Singh, deem it a great honor and principle to stand before you to deliver the vote of thanks. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Shri Ravi Jaidka, Director SJAC, Yamunanagar, for delivering keynote address on industry perspective. Further, we are grateful to Madam Shan, Watts, Senior Lead Talent Acquisition from Infosys, for giving opening remarks. I may like to express our sincere thanks to Professor Parmeshwar Rao Allapati, Director, GKCIET, for giving an excellent remark. I may like to express my gratitude to Professor Shailen Jain, Director SLIET, for giving his notable remark. Sir, we are all inspired by your great words. I am also grateful to Professor A.S. Arora, Dean Academic, for sharing his experience. I am also extend my thanks to Dean, Faculty and Staff Welfare, Professor J.S. Dillo. Sir, your presence inspires us. I also would like to extend my thanks to Dr. D.C. Saxena, Dean, Student Welfare. Sir, you also motivate us. I also would like to acknowledge our gratitude to Professor R.K. Mishra, Head Training and Placement, for exposing his valuable idea to organize this e-HRAC 2020. I also extend my thanks to all HODs who have joined online. Words are not sufficient to thank the student and other participants for spending their valuable time for beneficial cause. Thanks to all of you.